Dixon. I'm the Drama Light Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping in for justice, hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice, to see justice before all fades to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Oh, it's hot today, girl. When I turn my air down because I didn't want you to hear it throughout the video, I can't really turn my car on because it's so hot. But with the air down, it feels like heat. It feels like I got the heat on. Let me crack the window then. But yeah, I'm coming through today, April 4th, 2025. Today, I guess, you know how they say you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I think I definitely did that today. But there's always a lesson to be learned out of it. Um, Basically, now what I've come to, the sum total of the feelings I have been feeling, um, is basically that as a human, myself, so I ain't gonna speak for all humans, but myself as a human, I think we can deal with suffering for a period of time as long as there's something that gives you hope that you won't always have to suffer. Now, I believe that when that hope that you won't always suffer like this, once it is gone, that's when you kind of just, it's like we can suffer for a short period of time, short meaning years, it could be a decade, it could be a couple decades. But when you realize this is like long term, things are not changing, things are not shifting, things are not coming together, things are not falling into place, things are not going as according to plan, that's when, I don't know, I think that's stagnation one. And I think that's harder to deal with. If you consistently tried to do better, did do better, put more effort, and you stayed consistently at the same spot. Well, not really the same spot because the world around us has shifted. So if you stayed at the same level you were, like say you were middle class is now poor. I grew up middle class and now I'm poor. And the the shifts in society have just knocked us down notches, right? So if you stayed the same, like actual stagnation where you stayed at the same level, you now inadvertently move down. So I think that's what I'm dealing with. I am having a hard time with stagnation in my life. Long term stagnation. My life has been pretty much, and it does teeter. Like, life can get better, life can get worse. But it seems to lean more towards it's getting worse or harder to manage, right? Um, for me, specifically, is the point of working in finances. When I started working, of course, when you first start working as a young adult, of course, you ain't got no money, right? But who, as the young adult that they are, believes that, hey, 20 something years from now, I'm going to be worse off than I am now? Nobody. Nobody believes that. Everyone thinks that, this is a starting point. That's why I say humans are okay with suffering short term. We are. Just like when I had to be a single mother, I knew I was going to have to suffer through raising my child alone, but because I wanted to make it where I could easier raise her. I wanted to gain education. I wanted to do better. I wanted to move up in my career because if I was going to be, there's a difference in a single mother that's making um, zeros behind her paycheck and the single mother that is barely making above minimum wage. There's a difference in that single motherhood, right? So if I'm going to do it alone, I don't want to struggle through the entire thing. And I myself have put forth much effort, much effort. This is where I think people really don't believe it happens. Maybe it doesn't happen to everybody, but maybe it does happen to those few that understand what I'm saying. Where no matter what you try to do to better yourself, to grow in life, to prosper in life, to move up, to become where it's not such a struggle, um, it just doesn't happen. It avoids you. It's almost like that's why when I was younger, I really used to think I was cursed. I literally thought I was cursed. That's why I say at 40, I yelled out, "What is wrong with me?" I screamed out for God, "What is wrong with me?" And upon that, I believe my life, now I ain't saying I'm a chosen one, but what I'm saying is that my life aligns with a lot of those chosen one aspects where they do the most, but they get the least. They they give out love, but they receive back hate. They give out plenty of support to everyone around them, and they don't get support back. They are constantly giving, but it's not many deposits made back in them. And then over time in life, you kind of, what's the opposite of prosper? You actually move backwards in life. And you find yourself way far behind because of all the things that, I don't know, you're just tired because you haven't moved forward, but you have helped others move forward. Um, and I'm in a point where I'm realizing I cannot help others as much as I have been. And I'm realizing even when you do help people, they always come back and report that you didn't. You didn't do that. If you did, you didn't do that much. And it's really aggravating. It's like I just should have kept my help to myself. But back to the working, I thought that I would somehow, like I literally did not know that I was going to move back or stay stagnant. Not with all the work, the effort, the grind that I put in, the ethic, the work ethic I have, the tenacity, the never giving up. Who that never gives up doesn't ever make it. You looking at her. There's many examples around you're on one of my examples if you're watching this video. My YouTube never made it, never gave up. Nobody presses forward on YouTube over a decade and they still haven't gotten anywhere. So that doesn't equate to this stagnation. And it was just making me think that, humans are okay with suffering as long as there's an end to the suffering. Which I'm starting to think maybe within this lifetime, it may not be an end to this suffering for me. So I just have to better learn how to deal with it. I don't know. But when you're stagnant, that's what we can't deal with. That's what I can't, as this human, cannot deal with being stagnant. I want growth forward. That's like if you were exercising, eating right, and you don't lose weight. Or like I hear, y'all know I'm on my journey to better health. Managing my diabetes now, just newly found out I'm diabetic, which plays a part with this working ship. I've been wanting to get off this working ship because I know my health have been declining, so that I could one day take care of myself and my health. I need to get off this working ship, right? But there are people that do everything they can do and they still never are able to manage their sugar. It just still is out of control. If you did all that you can do to, like, I don't know, there's so many examples where we work super, super, super hard to not fail, but we still fail. Like, even with all that hard work, you still fail. So, I don't know. It's really bothering me because I have surmounting bills. My paycheck don't even make a dent in it. So, like how people, like back in the day when I used to live paycheck to paycheck and I thought I was broke, no, broke is now. I live paycheck to no check. And I just struggle through. Honestly, it's only grace of God I'm making it. But now I got every other day seems like I'm going to the doctor and then I got like a $50 copay like Monday. Okay. Okay, let's break this all down. Because I had to go to the doctor last week, I missed work. I got a shorter paycheck. I'm gonna be honest with you. My paycheck was only 258 for a week, right? And you know I've been sick in the hospital, trying to do this, trying to do that. They already cut back our hours at the theme park, so I made $258 last week. I have a bill tomorrow. That bill is 100 and I think $30. So deduct that from 250, and now I got to get from paycheck to paycheck. So paycheck is today, Friday. So basically, my fruits from my labor I received today. Tomorrow, almost half of it's gonna be gone to one bill. Monday, I have to go to the eye doctor and I have to pay a $50 copayment. I'm not even gonna be able to, because you know I'm legally blind, and the sugars kind of sent my I'm sorry, the phone about to overheat, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up. But the sugars, I don't know what happened, but my vision has changed. So I need to go to the eye doctor to one, get my eye checked, and two, my contact doesn't fit the way it used to fit, and I cannot read through the contact. I can see through it, but it's not clear like it was. And I already only have one eye. That eye is going to bed. I only have this one eye. So I can't really be on my computer. That's why we went and got those reading glasses. Oh, no, they're not up here. That's why we went and got them reading glasses the other day so that I can see my phone, I can see my laptop, I can see what I'm doing on the register at work. But guess what? When they do fit me for the new prescription, I can't afford to get it. My special made contact is like $200. I don't have an extra $200. I don't even have the first $200, so I could have an extra $200. So I gotta at least go to the appointment and then see, like, I'm just not gonna be able to order the contact that day. So I'm still gonna have to suffer through not being able to see, though I went to the appointment. And then one day when I get extra money, which, how do you get extra money? How do you get extra money? But one day when I have a little extra, I can go back and purchase the contact. And this is how I'm living. And I try not to let it bother me. I really do. I try not to. can't go pick up a second job because I can't hardly work. My body won't allow me to. It's like it just feel like I'm stuck and I don't understand. Like I literally would be okay if I felt like I deserved this. Like, hey, because you didn't do this, this, and this, and because you didn't work hard, now this is how you have to live. But I know I did the things, so I don't understand this. That's my humanness. All in all, I have to give this to God. I'm being honest. Most people will not be honest with you. They're gonna tell you, they're gonna jump straight to I gave it to God. They're not gonna tell you the stuff they went through, the battle they went through. But the battle is what people can actually relate to. So I'm gonna tell you I'm giving it to God, and I'm gonna tell you what I did before and after, because many times we do give things to God, and then you sit back and it look like he's not addressing it. So we get anxious, and I know that's where I'm getting anxious now. So I'm being honest with you. I'm getting anxious, and I have to pray and ask the Lord to just help me be still. Please just help me be still. Yes, I don't see things coming together in no type of way. But worrying about it is not putting money in my pocket. It's not making the money come. It's not taking the channel off so that the money come. It's not selling my artwork so that the money come. It's not doing me any good. Though it's the human thing to do. It's the first response thing as a human we do. But yeah, that was just my thoughts on um, stagnation. I believe humans, myself as a human, as the spokesperson for humans, my opinion only, believe that we are okay with suffering as long as there's an end date to it and as long as we don't become stagnant because we want some progression forward, right? All right, guys, that's just my little 2 cents before I gotta go hit this clock. I'm sitting at the Publix parking lot. I already prepped my food that I'm gonna eat for lunch on the go as I'm headed to work. But I need some mayonnaise and mustard, so I'm gonna head up in the Publix and get me a couple little packages and such. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. It's your girl Cadillac.